Manchester United against PSG, the game we saw yesterday, which was the fourth preseason game for Manchester United, and it started as a very casual game, though PSG at first were very, very clinical and they got their goal, I think, earlier in the game. From the first 3 minutes of the game, they were counter-attacking, they were pressing, and they were pressuring Manchester United. And Manchester United conceded an early goal against the PSG boys, who are, by the way, the defending champions of Europe. Though they were missing some of their first team players, players like João Neves, Vitinha, Ousmane Dembele, and Doué, players like their captain, Marquinhos, who was also on the bench. But Manchester United were strong and resilient in that game, and they were able to come back from a one-goal deficit through Brian Mbemo, who, by the way, has been very terrifying in this preseason. He has gotten his third goal in this preseason tournament for Manchester United, and Manchester United came back in the game and drew the game, took the game to a level which was 1-1 in the first half. And in the second half, we saw a lot of changes from the game. The PSG boys brought in the likes of Nuno Mendes, the likes of Marquinhos, the likes of Vitinha, the likes of João Neves. We saw some good football in the second half, though PSG got a lot of chances in the second half as well. But Man United had more chances overall. I think Manchester United had up to 14 shots in yesterday's game, and PSG had just about seven, and Manchester United had about 7 shots on target to PSG's 3 shots on target. So Manchester United pressed higher, and they were pressing PSG in the front foot. I mean, this is the first time in a long time I'm seeing a Manchester United side that we are this pressing this much. We can see the footprint of Michael Carrick in the preseason games these Manchester United players have played. And one thing that stood out for me was the resilience, with the fighting spirit, the spirit to be able to fight back even when they were losing. Manchester United in those days, I mean, let's say in a season or two ago, if Manchester United concede an early goal, they get confused the more and then they tend to concede more as the game progresses. But Manchester United were very compact, they were very organized, and they were very coherent, and they played together as a team and got their equalizer. And then we saw the likes of Bruno Fernandes, who returned, by the way, after the World Cup break they had from the club. The likes of Cunha, who returned but were unable to feature because they came in late. We saw the likes of Diogo Dalot, the likes of Nuzai Mazraoui. We saw them coming into the game in the second half. And by the way, the likes of Cunha, Martinez, Kobe Meno, Benjamin Sesko, Matis Delete are yet to join the squad. And Sani Lamens, the goalkeeper, did not also start. They are yet to join the squad, which we heard from a reliable source that they'll be joining the squad tomorrow to play against Leeds United in the midweek, and then AC Milan by weekend. So Manchester United saw a lot of improvement in the way they play under pressure, especially after conceding the goal from PSG earlier in the game. They were compact. They did really, very well. And then from the starting lineup, we saw Mazarawi starting as the right back, and having been away for some time, coming back and then starting straight away in your first preseason game, he did well. But then you could see that he was lacking fitness. He was not. His fitness was not up to par with the other players who have been playing preseason games. I think the past 3 preseason games, and then he was taken off immediately. The second half started and was replaced by Diogo Dalot. At left back, it has always been Luke Shaw for these preseason games, and then Luke Shaw, by the way, has been excellent. And then for a long time, Luke Shaw has stayed injury free, though he got a scare in yesterday's match, and we thought he was injured, but then he came back, he bounced back, and Messi Mount, as usual. I mean, like we always say, Messi Mount, really, we can't put our hope in him because he has proven in recent times to be injury prone. And then yesterday he was taken off earlier in the game and replaced by Tyler Fletcher, one of the twins anyway. Jack Fletcher also was on the bench. Messi Mount looked like he had a scare, a knock in the game, but then hopefully we saw on the media today that it wasn't something serious. It was rather a precautionary substitution. So we hope it's nothing serious. But then such situation may arise earlier in the season or probably in the middle of the season when the transfer window might have closed. And then Ineos that we